Hello, everyone. I am Krandall Brantley from Buckeyes Daily. We got some recruiting news and a way too early playoff projection. Start off with 2027 four-star safety Zaden Gamble included Ohio State in his top 10 programs on Tuesday. His final 10 schools include Florida, LSU, Miami, Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas A&M, Auburn, Notre Dame, and Georgia Tech. He was at Powerhouse St. Thomas Aquinas for Lauderdale, Florida, ranked number 171 overall nationally and number 19 safety in the 247 Sports rankings. Experience playing both corner and safety, and he's not the nephew or son of Chris Gamble, the OSU legend Chris Gamble. No relation to him, so OSU does not have a edge to get him as far as recruiting with that. So Rivals currently expects him to be go to Miami, but Ohio State is in his top 10. We'll see what happens. Gamble is definitely a name to keep an eye on for this recruiting cycle. Ohio State linebacker Coach Laurinaitis and DC Matt Patricia traveled to visit four-star linebacker Mekai Allen. Allen received an Ohio State offer this past June after his sophomore season with a Don Bosco prep in New Jersey. He's 6'1", 220, ranks a top 15 linebacker nationally. Number 3 player in New Jersey, according to 247 Sports. Offers include Texas, Notre Dame, Florida State, Miami, and Ohio State. He competed in the Under Armour All-America game. According to Cleveland.com, his head coach, Dan Sabella, believes Allen can play anywhere on the field at the next level. Here's his quote. He's blessed with tremendous size and speed, dynamic athlete. I believe Mekai could play different positions like receiver or safety. We expect him to be one of the best players not only in New Jersey, but hopefully in the country. We'll see what Laurinaitis can do here. Laurinaitis on a heater, but with recruiting at linebacker. We'll see if he can get Mekai Allen out of New Jersey. Now, Patricia also recently visited 2027 edge rusher Mikahi Brown. And Mikahi Brown considered a top 10 edge nationally. Some outlets have him as a top 5 edge nationally. Number 1 player overall in Connecticut, and the dude is 6'7", 230 pounds. Unreal. Already visited Ohio State in November, and he enjoyed his visit. Said his expectations were exceeded as far as him the visit to Columbus, and so definitely high on the Buckeyes. Let's see what can happen, but definitely Ohio State wants to have at least 2 elite pass rushers for this class. They already had Jacobs, number 1 edge rusher for 27. Let's see if they can get Mikahi Brown as well. And there are other defensive linemen they want to get in this class as well. But they get 2. That's very good news for the Matt Patricia and this defense for upcoming years. All right. CBS Sports reporter Brad Crawford released his way too early playoff projections. Projections had Michigan as a 12th seed, which would require them to win at least one of these games. They have a tough schedule as well. Oklahoma or Indiana at home, or on the road against Oregon or Ohio State. There also some chaos as well to get in a 3 seed. I'm not sure that's happened yet in the 12-team playoff. I don't think it has. But maybe they shock Indiana and beat Indiana the week after Indiana plays Ohio State, giving the Hoosiers back-to-back losses in conference play, which would actually help Ohio State if that were to happen. For Ohio State, CBS is Ohio State losing or hosting Lane Kiffin's LSU in the 8-9 matchup for the in the playoff for the first round. Must see TV if it happens, but it's kind of absurd to have Ohio State as the 8th seed despite the tough schedule. But having Ohio State with the 8th seed, they have 3 teams that Ohio State plays ranked ahead of them. So you have Texas, Indiana, and Oregon ahead of them in these playoff projections. Oregon number 7, Indiana 4, Texas number 3. So if Ohio State has 3 losses, they're not getting an 8 seed. They probably get like a 12 seed in that scenario. If they have 2 losses, that means they beat one of these teams head-to-head, that tiebreaker over them. If it's Texas, it means they had the head-to-head victory over the SEC champion on the road, so they would not go to an 8 seed. And if it's Oregon or Indiana, it means they have the tiebreaker on them to make the Big Ten title game, which they would not fall to an 8 seed in that scenario as well. Last week, I projected Ohio State versus Miami in the quarterfinals in a 4-5 matchup. CBS has Miami as the 1 seed and Ohio State as the 8 seed. They could potentially play in the quarterfinals that way. For that to happen, Miami would have to beat Notre Dame on the road. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Notre Dame will beat them. That's a revenge game for Notre Dame. They win that game, and Notre Dame gets the 1 seed. But regardless, if Ohio State plays Notre Dame 5-4 matchup or number 1 versus 8 matchup, it will not be on New Year's Eve. According to ESPN, no New Year's Eve games this year. That is a good sign for Ohio State. They don't win on New Year's Eve for these playoff games. So that is great news. And so another reason why Ohio State will beat Miami in the playoff and go on to win the Natty. All right, go Bucks.